Okay, once you get your list of 12 landscape elements down, then what you're going to want to do is draw a bounding box in your sketchbook next to your list. So the box you're going to want to have more of a rectangle, wider than it is tall. We're going to be using paper that is 11 by 17 in size. Now you can't see that, but it's quite a bit wider than it is tall. So I even might have to stretch mine a little bit. Okay, you want it to look something like that. This will help you so that your drawing can be accurate when you put it on the bigger paper. Okay, now you also want to put on the rule of thirds grid on there, like we went over in the PowerPoint. So if you can eyeball this, do that. If you need to measure it, do that. I'm just lightly drawing on where the rule of thirds grid would go over top of this. So breaking it in thirds horizontally and vertically. Okay? Pretty good. So my list here is sky, sunset, clouds, sun, windmill, chicken, barn, grass, puddle, trees, evergreen, and egg. I decided to go with more of a farm theme. Now you might want to do a mountain theme, a beach theme, maybe just at the lake. It could be just about anything. So for this one, I'm going to do a farm. Okay, so I think I'm going to start with the barn. I'm going to get that sketched in here. I want to put the barn over on this side, I think. So I'm just going to sketch that in here. You actually need to do 2 sketches. I'm just going to do one for you here today, but your 2 sketches will be of basically the same 12 things, but just different ways that you could potentially arrange those 12 things. Okay, and if you want to do one sketch that's more detailed and done a little better, and then do one sketch a little quicker, just to kind of play with the arrangement of some of your objects on there, that's fine. Okay. So there we go. Got my barn over there. I can cross off my list. I think I'm going to have my chicken be sort of in the foreground. So in the foreground means it's up close to me. So I'm going to draw it pretty large. So to make it look like it's a lot closer than anything else. And also, remember the rule of thirds means you want to put emphasis on these thirds corners. I'm putting this chicken right along this thirds line, so the emphasis kind of falls there in that thirds corner, because he's going to be a clear focal point of my drawing here. You want to think about that to make sure that your drawing has a clear emphasis and focal point. Now, if his tail overlaps the barn a little bit, that is okay, because he's in front of the barn. So overlapping can happen when something is in front of something else. Okay. Something like that. Okay, so I got my little chicken. Now when you're thinking about the horizon line, remember you need to have a horizon line where the sky meets the ground. Remember you want to put it along either this top third line or this bottom third line, or somewhere close to that, okay? The perspective I have here shows that I am somewhere along this part of the barn. I'm looking up at the barn. So this is going to be my horizon line. So I'm kind of going to draw that in right here. Okay, so I have a sun. Now, this being another focal point emphasis, I think I'm going to put my sun there, since my sun is setting. So I'm going to cross that one off. Okay, now I need a windmill. I think I'm going to put that somewhere near the sun, kind of like a silhouetted little windmill here. Okay, and I'll figure out how to draw that later. Something like that. Okay, so I got my windmill. I'm going to have a tree, and I think I'm going to have a tree kind of in the foreground also. And I'll put that one in over on this side. Okay, so I'll get my tree sketched in over here on this side. Okay, now for the sky, I'm going to put in some clouds. Now, clouds as they're lower on the horizon line are going to be smaller because they're further away. And then as they get higher up in the plane, they're going to look bigger. That's because these clouds are more directly overhead of you, and so they're just going to look bigger. So get a few clouds in there. I'll probably have a few hills off in the background. And I need to put in my evergreen trees. I think I'll put them peeking out from behind the barn over here. Okay, so I can cross off my evergreens. So the sky I got here, the sunset, the sky's going to kind of change colors. I got my clouds in, got the chicken. So I need grass, puddle, and an egg. I'm going to put the egg in the foreground here too. Kind of make it look like it's really close to us, like maybe this chicken just laid the egg. And put a little grass kind of peeking in front of it here. And so it must have just rained on the farm. So it's just going to kind of be a big puddle kind of out in the middle of everything here. Okay, so I got grass, puddle, egg. Might put a little bit more grass in here just to kind of frame the piece. Tree there. Okay, so now I have all 12 objects in my sketch. This is a similar sketch that I did earlier. So you can see here, this is kind of similar to what I just did, and this would be a different arrangement where the barn is on this side, tree is on that side. Still got the chicken and the sunset in the same place, but the egg back there. So this is a couple different things I tried. So that's what you're gonna do. Come up with 2 sketches that each use all 12 of the items in your list.